Hi friends, welcome to the biology class. Today we are going to discuss about permanent tissues in plant. Have you observed this diagram? We can observe different layers in stem and roots of the plant. Cuticle, epidermis, collenchyma, parenchyma, phloem and xylem. What are the characteristics of permanent tissue? These tissues arise from the meristematic tissue. The cells of this tissue gradually lose their power to divide and acquire a definite shape, size and function. These permanent tissues may be living or dead. We can observe two types of permanent tissues in plants: simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. What are the differences between meristematic cells and permanent cells? Meristematic cells continuously divide, whereas permanent cells cannot divide continuously. Meristematic cells are small and isodiametric. Permanent cells are variable in shape and size. Cell wall is thin in meristematic tissue. Cell wall is thick in permanent tissue. Nuclei are large in meristem. Nuclei are small in permanent tissue. Vacuoles are absent in meristematic tissue and vacuoles are present in permanent tissue. Intercellular spaces absent in meristematic tissue. Intercellular spaces present in permanent tissue. We can observe high metabolic activities in meristematic tissue, where the permanent tissue have low metabolic activities. Inorganic inclusion is absent in meristematic tissues, present in permanent tissues. We cannot differentiate cells in meristematic. We can differentiate the cells of permanent tissues. Meristematic tissue can be called as a simple tissue. Permanent tissues are both characters, simple tissues and complex tissues. We can observe two types of permanent tissues. First one, simple permanent tissue, complex permanent tissue. Parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma are the types of simple permanent tissue. The xylem and phloem are parts of complex permanent tissue. Let us talk about simple permanent tissue and types and its functions. These tissues are made of single type of cells. We can observe three types of cells: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Again, we can observe three types of parenchyma tissues based on their function: chlorenchyma, arenchyma and storage tissue. Chlorenchyma cells contain chloroplast and functions in photosynthesis. The cells of arenchyma stores air and transport gases. These tissues are present in aquatic plants and help to float them in water. We can observe storage tissues in plant parts. The storage parenchyma stores starch substances for future usage of plants. Let us talk about second type of simple permanent tissue, that is collenchyma. The flexibility in plants is due to another permanent tissue, that is collenchyma. It allows bending in various parts of the plant like tendrils and stems of climbers without breaking. It has thick cell walls so that It gives stiffness and flexibility to the plant parts. When strong wind blows, the plant become down and then again become erect. This flexibility in plants due to collenchyma tissue. We can observe these tissues in leaf stacks below the epidermis. If collenchyma tissues are absent, there is a chance of breaking down branches and plant parts easily when strong winds storms appear. Let us talk about another type of simple permanent tissue is sclerenchyma. This tissue makes the plant part hard and stiff. We can observe primary cell wall and thick secondary cell wall in these cells. This tissue is composed of long, narrow, dead, thick-walled cells. Almost all the cells present in this tissue, sclerenchyma, all are dead cells. The cell wall contains lignin which provides hardness to the stem. No intercellular space is there in sclerenchyma. We do not find any spaces between these cells. This tissue provides hardness and strength to the plant parts like wall of walnut, seed coats, etc. Next, talk about dermal tissue. Dermal tissue is a tissue that covers outside of plant's body. In non-woody parts of the plant, it forms as a epidermis, made up of a single layer of cells. Here you can observe outer parts of the leaf, stem and root are covered with a dermal tissue. It is a similar tissue like skin present in animals. We can observe three layers in dermal tissue. Epidermis is the outermost layer, mesodermis the middle layer, and third one is endodermis. This is the innermost layer of dermal tissue. Epidermis performs several functions in different plants. It forms as a waxy layer in desert plants and prevents loss of water. Epidermis in leaves has small pores on the leaf with guard cells. They regulate exchange of gases, helps for the exchanging of gases. In some plants like acacia and neem, epidermis secretes and oozes out a sticky substance called gum. Gum helps to heal out wound parts of the branches, leaves. As plants grow older, the outer protective tissue undergoes certain changes. A strip of secondary meristem located in the cortex forms layers of cells which constitute the cork or bark. These all are dead cells and compactly arranged without intercellular spaces. They give protection to the stem and prevents loss of water. These are the different types of simple permanent tissue and dermal tissue. I hope you have enjoyed this learning session. Thank you for being with me. Have a nice day.